What's up?
Hey, what's up, everyone? It's your boys. Welcome back to BK Game Devs. It's another Thursday. We're going to be working on our Metroidvania game. Last week, we worked a bit on attacking. So we were trying to get our player to be able to attack this evil red square we have on screen right now. But today, we're going to be working on adding more attacks. So giving them the ability to do combos and such. So maybe instead of just a single attack, they can attack once, twice, and three times. And then if we get through that, we'll also be trying to work on a enemy for our player to attack. So we'll try and create some basic enemy AI, right? The ability for an enemy to just walk forward and walk backward, walk in like a pattern, as well as to possibly attack or just, take damage from our player. That's what we're going to be working on today. So it's going to be cool. We're going to be doing more combat, more attack-oriented stuff, which we haven't really done much of on this channel. As of right now, you'll see Alex. He can, attack this red square, but, it's not very nice because it's just a red square. It's not very visual. So we have some extra assets that we got of some monsters that we can have our player attack at the moment.
Oh yeah. So last time, we actually were able to get an attack going, right? And it was just a simple attack, and it was really just triggering that animation. If we go to the animator, it was just like pretty much just triggering this one. So it was just setting a state, like what we've done before, and you have to. It's a key down action, so you'd have to press the key. So that kind of like allowed for sort of like interval thing, I guess. And it can interrupt itself, right? I did do some work over the weekend to make this system more extensible, and just bring it out of these more static type of ways that we're setting things, right?
Exactly.
And it definitely allows for things like combos. So here you can actually see a combo going. And it's not like it's going straight into the animation. It's waiting for that particular moment where you strike down to actually strike back up. So it's pretty fluid. And there's a whole lot of refactoring that we did for this. Like, for example, state controller here, which is where we had our health, is now sort of like a central place where we store these states, like is attacking, is performing combo, is it within a frame where you can actually accept input, is it in the frame where you can actually transition to the next, and it works in combination with all these other structures that were created, such as this sort of action class, which again, it just applies things. We can create custom logic where like the spawn action, for example, which was the original action class, right? And it took a transform, and it applied something to it. And really, the reason I use transform, and this is really an explanation to use Quan, is because you can kind of get everything from the transform, right?
I get you.
You can get like any state altering action, just really needs to get that state controller.
Yeah, got it.
From the transform.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
Yeah. And it works. Like I said, it works in combination with the animation as well.
Yep. And so if you see these little tick marks here on the frames, these let us set the states to different things, so we can choose when we want to allow the player to be able to perform a combo. So for example, you'll see here on frame 20, the one that's highlighted right now, this is when the attack combo is on. And what that means is after the animation has passed this frame, if our player presses the attack button again, it will queue up or store the fact that they want to attack again, which would then perform the second attack in the combo. Whereas if they don't do it, it'll just do the single attack. Or conversely, if they attack in the first, like 0 to 15 frames, it'll say it's too early, so it won't perform the attack. And that lets us give some flexibility to the player. Instead of them having they can mash if they want, or they can control their actions a bit more fine-tunedly.
Right, exactly. And that this is kind of like what it's going to look like for the next one, to set up a third combo and a fourth. And in general, like whenever we create attack animations, they may use different keys, but they'll probably have a similar structure if they can be comboed off of each other.
Exactly that.
And, you know, I really love how like it works with the animator, right? Like, you know, the way I have it set up is that, you know, if you're in here, you know, it's not gonna go here. I do a couple things to prevent that from happening. So like if you're in
Can you
this
explain that again? If you're where?
if you're in this like player attack 2 in like the
Got it.
second combo,
If you're playing attack 2,
yeah,
it won't go back to attack 1.
yeah, not until it's fully completed.
Got it, which makes sense.
Yeah, in fact, if we look at that right now, right here,
In attack 2, yeah. So on the final
Right.
frame of attack 2.
does it look like this? That looks weird, but
Yeah, you're right. It's a little weird, but
hold on, let me see if I.
yeah, interesting. The UI looks a little bit
Almost like debug
different than
UI.
normal.
Well, either way,
Yeah.
it's, you know, the function is set false state, and you know it's doing it for perform combo, which is what exactly is preventing you from, you know, starting a new one, right? So
Yep.
once this actually is set false state, once performing combo is false, then you
Yep.
can actually go ahead and do it again. There would definitely be bugs if this get like there's actually a bug, but not in a sense. But we just have to work with all the other states that we have, like dashing
Sure.
and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because if this animation is interrupted, then performing combo is like not set to false, and then you're never able to attack again. So,
Got it. Mhm.
you know, we just have to do that type of stuff. Like we have to make sure that this is set to false at some point.
Yeah. That's very important. We have to make sure that everything is set accordingly, because if we interrupt ourselves and then never have the ability to attack, that's an issue, of course. But also, what you've done here is by turning the combo, like by turning combos off effectively on the second attack, it means you won't get an infinite combo where if you mash the attack button, you'll just do attack 1 and 2 at lightning speed.
Yeah.
You'll have to choose to attack again once you're done.
Yeah.
And that makes it for you know, people can't cheese bosses by just like mashing at super speed or something.
Yeah, exactly. That was really weird, by the way. I don't know what that was. Let me see if I can go back to it.
The UI looking odd.
Yeah,
right?
now it's not.
Yeah, that's how we expect
must
it to
be a
look.
Unity bug.
Yeah, it could be.
Yeah. So,
And so
I don't
yeah, go
know.
ahead.
So then, was that everything?
Attack 3. Yeah, I think that's everything. Again, just some other quick shout outs. Next week we will be continuing as scheduled for our gaming Wednesdays. We'll be playing Bloodstained Ritual of the Night. We had some technical difficulties that ate up a lot of time and just caused a whole lot of things. We've fixed a whole lot of that stuff here, which is why we're here streaming today. And next week we'll continue on with Bloodstained, and we'll start that from scratch.
Did someone
And
just
it'll
pop
be
in?
a great time.
Hold up. Okay.
Yep, no
I fixed
problem.
it. We're good. We're good. Chris just popped in. What's up, Chris?
All right, boom, there's Chris.
Hello,
Our
everyone.
camera should be all good. Yeah, Chris got hit with the slow trains and commute life in New York, so that happens, but he's here now.
I don't miss
I'm a
that.
programmer and I have to commute to the office during a
Yeah.
pandemic. So
No
that's
worries.
and there's backed up trains. That's the life.
Yep, I can imagine.
I
But
made
you're
it.
here
though.
now.
10
Yeah.
minutes late, but I made it. So
Hey, it's all good. You're here now. We were just giving a recap, and again for you, Chris, and anyone else who might be just like strolling in, we worked on our attack animation and adding a second attack to our combo, and making sure that the second attack of our combo can only be triggered on certain frames, so that the player has to hit it in a certain time. If you hit the attack twice too quickly, it won't allow you to attack again. And so we're going to be working on next is adding a third attack where we'll get to see this whole flow again in motion from start to a finish, where we'll set an animation event to add a frame where a third attack can be allowed. We will set that if the player presses the attack button, and we'll also make sure that you can't do an infinite combo, so we'll make sure that we stop combos from being allowed once the third attack is in motion. Does that sound
not
good?
to interrupt, but Alex, can you put those lo-fi beats on?
I did.
Oh, you did?
I did. This
I'm
time.
not sure if I hear them on the stream.
Really?
I hear them.
Oh, you heard
Oh,
it?
you do? Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
I could increase it a little bit.
Yeah.
Chris,
Still here.
don't forget. Like, I don't know if your headset. You gotta raise it up.
I just changed my input. It should be better now.
Cool.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, I mean it's the same deal. I mean, Chris, you didn't see it before, but you know, a part of this whole structure is like sort of setting states, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, true, false, like is attacking, stuff like that. And so attack one kind of does this thing where right here it sets when input can actually be received for the next move, right?
Yep.
And right here it sets where that transition can actually happen. The reason I do this like this is so that we don't make it so that the player can only do it within this frame because it's too short and they you barely reach it. So, but we also want the transition to happen in a very specific place, right? Specifically where the sword comes down. So it's always making sure that the sword at least comes down before it does the next move.
I see.
Okay. So, for that connection. We could always make this like even longer, but that's something we'll do as we go playtesting and all that stuff.
Yeah.
In Attack 2 would probably be the same. Somewhere down the line. Let me see. Let's play it.
Yeah, it's a very fast animation.
Probably right here is when it would happen, and probably the whole animation could be used as the frame for the next one. I think because it's
Can we see the difference between Attack 1 and Attack 2?
Sure.
Sorry, what again?
I was just showing the difference between Attack 1
and
Attack
Attack 1
2.
is an overhead slash, and Attack 2 is a backhand upward slash.
Backhand, front hand.
Ah, I see. Okay.
And then Attack 3, which we may have to make a new animation, Alex, but I'm thinking of using dash attack.
Well, let me look at what dash attack is.
Yeah, there it is. If you look, so
I could see that because it's
like a overhand for Attack 1, a backhand for Attack 2, and then like a very heavy like overhead slash for Attack 3. And because it's in place, if we don't add the dash part where like the player moves forward, that could be an Attack 3, right?
No, I could see, at least for now.
Yeah, exactly.
Let me go ahead and fix the
fix these pivots. Yeah,
these damn pivots.
I had them fixed on a local branch, but then I deleted it because you made your changes. But yeah, let's fix these pivots because
it's a Quan for a third attack. Can you explain what you were saying again? You were saying like a dash attack, or was that
No, so I'm saying this dash attack animation, right?
Is it dash attack or dash attack no dust? It should be dash attack.
I technically want no dust because it's gonna be in place. Sorry, did I do this?
Let me look at animation right now.
Sorry, yeah. So to explain to you, Chris. So what we're doing is we're gonna use the dash attack animation where it looks like she's like moving forward, but actually, if you see it there when Alex was playing it in the preview, it looks mainly like an overhead slash. So we can use that as an Attack 3 because I think that like 3-hit combos are like standard, right? Like you want like it feels good to have a 1-2-3 attack instead of just like a 1-2. And I think it looks similar enough that we can go ahead and do that. And use
what do you mean when you say the difference between a 1-2 attack and a 1-2-3 attack for anyone that might not know the difference?
Sure, yes. So I mean like in most games, the way that basic player combos work is you have 3 attacks. So like it'll be like a light attack, a medium attack, and then a heavy attack. So it feels like there's a completion to the combo, and it makes the game feel more weighty in your moves. Whereas the first 2 attacks, the overhand and the backhand, they don't feel as weighty as that third slash, which is like a very committal and overhead slash. So the difference there is something that in like the feel of the gameplay, it feels like you're doing like you're finishing a set of attacks instead of just like spamming an attack.
Off the top of your head, do you have like an example from another game?
Yeah, so if you think of Smash Bros, there's two. So every character has a jab. Yeah. Most characters jab if you just hold the button.
You mean like their neutral attack where you're not like holding right?
If you just press A. If you press A 3 times, most characters will do a 3-hit combo. So like Mario will do like a punch, kick, and then like a headbutt or something.
Okay.
Instead of just doing like a punch kick, because that would feel like kind of like you're not complete. Same with Link. Link will do he'll do 2 slashes and then a third one that knocks you away. And so that's what I'm getting at here. I'm trying to think of any other.
So instead of like a 1-1-1, it's more like a 1-2 and then like a 3 or something, right?
Exactly that.
Wait, how do you create more animations?
I see.
Like how do you?
Okay.
How do I what? Sorry.
I want to use the no dust dash attack.
So go to the animation pane.
Yeah.
And click on the player. And then click on that, and then at the bottom it should say like add clip or something.
Okay.
Yeah, and you can really only get that 1, 2, 3 if you do it within if you're pressing those buttons in a certain like period of time, like certain duration.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because like if you do 3 jabs, like slowly, it's gonna be like I said, 1, 1, 1.
Yep.
But
exactly.
if you do them like quick enough or like in a certain style, it'll be a nice combo.
Exactly that. Yeah. And the reason we're doing that is because again, right now our attack is based on a combo, like the assets that we're using, these free assets.
Plop it right in there. Oh
no. No, don't do that. Plopping it in will not deal with the frames correctly.
Okay.
What I do is I usually move them each 3 frames. 5 frames in between. So you can drag them all in, but you'll have to move them one by one. It might be easier just to drag them in one by one. So put one at, I think you should zoom in a bit to the animation so you can see the little tick for 5. So put something at 0, 5, 10, 15, 20, etc.
Okay.
What I was playing around with, which I'll handle later, like not on stream, let's not do it now, was changing the speed of the first one can start at a 0. It's fine. What I was playing around with was changing the speed of the animation at different times. So for our attack 1, right, her overhead slash, it moves kind of slow because the frames are evenly spaced. But what I'm thinking about doing in the future is have the startup be slow and the slash be quick, if that makes sense. Because that's how you would do it in real life. If you think of like baseball, when someone is playing like baseball and they swing the bat, they swing faster when they're about to hit than when they're like winding up, right? And so that's what I was trying to get at.
Okay. Yep. That's you talking my language.
I know you are a baseball fan.
You're talking my language. All right.
Exactly that.
That makes sense.
And to anyone who's just popped into stream, thanks for joining us, of course. And again, we're working on adding a third attack to our player, as well as we're going to be working on some enemy AI later in the stream. But right now, we're adding a third combo attack to our player. And again, the way we're doing that is we have a set of actions and states that we can control based on the frame of the animation. So wherever the player is in the attack, we can accept an input and continue the combo in that way.
Is there already player attack 3?
No.
Oh, crap. Hold on. I'll be right back.
Sure. No worries.
And once again, for our viewers or anyone in chat, if anything is confusing or seems complex, feel free to ask questions.
Please do.
If you're like completely lost and don't know how to ask a question, literally, just be like, what are you guys doing? I have no idea what you're doing.
Yep.
One of the reasons why we're doing this is so that we could try to, explain to people who perhaps don't understand what on earth we're doing.
I'll be right back. Some stuff was delivered. I have to go get it.
No problem.
No worries. Life happens. Yeah,
no problem.
No worries.
No problem. We could just talk to chat.
Yeah.
One of the reasons why we're doing all this is so that we could like interact with people who either don't have experience, people who have some experience, people who have a lot of experience. We could teach people, they could teach us. To be an interactive experience. So
exactly that.
Techno, thanks for popping in chat. Any plans for animation canceling?
Yeah, that is a good question. At the moment, I think no. Because if we do, it has to be very controlled, because we run into an issue where, as of right now, if you attack and then before a certain like state is set, so let's say you attack and now the game says, okay, that the player is attacking, don't let them do anything else. We had a thing where if you let them dash or like do some other kind of action in between, then that state will never get reset to false or something. So Now the player is stuck not being able to attack because the game says, okay, well, because this thing got interrupted, they're still in their attack state. So animation canceling, I'm not sure. I think we may commit to animations having to complete for things like attacks, but I get what you're saying. For
maybe. I mean, like, think about like when players take damage in the middle of an animation. The animation might need to stop. I don't know.
Yeah. So
you know?
yeah, but knowing tack node, so yes, it could mean that because yes, we have to cancel an animation if they are mid dash, mid jump, mid attack, and they take damage. Any animation is canceled, and they'll go into their damage animation.
Right.
What I think tack node means is, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, is more so like canceling in order to gain a benefit, kind of how they do in like Smash, in like Melee, where like you like do lots of like frame cancels and stuff to gain like advantages to like get extra damage or like.
So like for example, let's say the player wants to.
I knew attack node.
Let's say the player wants to try and do a dash in the air and then try to do, I don't know, a double jump to a wall jump to another wall jump, but I don't know. It doesn't involve like a full dash, so they want to stop the dash.
Exactly that.
Right? Is that exactly like a good example of that?
That's a perfect example. So as of right now, our dash is fully committed, and what that means is once you press dash, the player will move forward, and you can't do anything until the animation ends. Once the animation is done and you move to like a certain amount forward, you can then jump, attack, do whatever you want. What Technode is saying is, if I dash in the first like quarter second or even less than that, can I press another button to do some new action? And that is how you get the super high level plays where you are like going absolutely crazy, because when nothing is canceled, you can do stuff in other games where you can dash and keep the momentum from your dash into your jump and keep that momentum into an attack, for example.
I guess that's actually a very good thing to explore, because like I just imagine that in my head, and like that actually would be something good to have, right?
No, yeah. So it just depends on the balance of your game, because it's one of those skill ceiling things, right?
Yeah.
The average player, even if you put animation canceling into your game, right? The average player will use it not too often. But what you will get is the speedrunners and the more intense gamers will use it to go crazy. Like a lot of speed running is stuff like that. Like, hey, so if we do a dash at this angle and do this weird thing, we can clip through because we aren't supposed to have this momentum while entering this wall. Like, it doesn't expect you to do this, and so you can like clip through walls and stuff like that.
Okay.
So again, it's more so just it depends on the balance, and also just even outside of the glitching, you can have it in a case where you gain just extra attacks, extra speed, extra stuff like that, or access areas you weren't meant to access yet because you have these like kind of augmented abilities.
Yeah, that's a good question. That sparked some good discussion there.
Yeah.
That was perfect timing. That was excellent.
Yeah, that was nice timing.
Well, Alex, we were just talking about animation canceling, Alex. And yeah, I don't know what so TACnode brought that up. Like, if we have any plans for animation canceling, and we had a little discussion about it.
Yeah, we were talking about how. Yep.
Did you already add these? Did I just like duplicate your work there?
Wait, what do you mean?
Or did I
didn't add them.
Oh, okay. Maybe I added it already, and that's why. Okay. And then, it just added twice.
Oh, there were 2 attack 3s. Okay, got it. Okay, and so now can you go to the scene view?
Yeah, hold on, let me.
Yeah, no worries. But yeah, just to catch you up, we were talking about animation canceling. As of right now, we don't have that. For example, Alex, when you dash, it's committed, so you have to commit to the dash being done before you can take another action. What TACnode was asking about was something like, if you dash and then you like jump and like cancel the dash animation, which we don't have right now. We may add that later, but right now I think we should leave it out. But it's something to think about for sure.
Sure. I mean, it's possible.
Yeah, it definitely is.
We what do you call it? With the structures, with the way it's structured right now, the fact that we can set state during animation,
Yeah,
means that we can indicate when like
a
canceling
cancel
can
frame is
happen.
allowed. Yeah, exactly that. We can say, okay, for any animation after the 10th frame, you can cancel and do something else. Which again would get so intense so quick, but it's definitely fun to think about though.
I think we should definitely consider it. It doesn't need to be for every animation. Maybe for certain animations, we can consider like an animation cancel.
Yeah, no, I totally get that. Like, I think that dash is even a good
Dash is a good
example.
example. Yeah,
I get how you might not always want to dash the full length. You may want to just dash and then do a jump, so you have more control in the air.
Yeah.
So that's definitely something to think about.
Yeah, I mean,
exactly.
it could take some time to like just figure out like what's a good way to do it, but at the same time, like, as it is, the amount of code that we would have to do it for shouldn't be too much more.
Yep.
I think that's like the big reason like why we're going the way we're going, because definitely makes things much easier for like just doing things straight from the editor rather than trying to code something.
Yeah, I agree. And so 2817 is the pivot for everything here, right? Okay, cool.
I think that's what it was last time.
Yeah, I think so too.
So
we
I'm just
can
gonna
try
see
it
if
out.
that's kind of what I want to try to do, just see if it works.
Yep. Thanks for the question tag note. Lots of discussion that came from that we can think on. I will take that note too, because that's definitely stuff that we want to keep an eye on. All right, and Christian has beat me to it. Got those notes.
Yeah. Also, stream marker.
Yes.
Okay.
I've been doing that for whenever we talk about something important.
Got it. Yes.
Okay, so let me just
right.
see what they look like now. If like, so this is idle, player. Whoops. Attack 3. Yeah.
Yeah, that looks pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, we could deal with collider stuff later.
No, yeah, but the pivots are good. Like the player's correctly centered, and then we'll deal with the colliders a bit later. But yeah, I think that this could be especially because the second attack ends with her hand back. For the third one to be an overhead slash, I think that'll look very, very, very nice.
Oh yeah, right. Okay.
Yeah, right. So she pulls her sword back, and then she will finish off that combo. And what we can do is when we do damage, maybe, the first two do equal damage and the third one does maybe like double damage or something.
Yeah, here I kind of like make the parameters just like, what can I, okay, there we go. I just create like new ones, like, cool.
Yeah, it's no problem. I think that in the future I think that all the things we have now are fine, but as we gain more abilities, attacks, and things for the player to do, we may want to refactor. Nah, we probably still need these, right? Yeah, I think so.
It depends. I think really like we could use the same fields but under different like sort of key combinations, or we could just literally have different ones of these, like and we just rename this to like performing sword attack 1 or something.
Gotcha.
I don't think I'm sure we'll find a balance.
Yep, makes sense.
I don't think I had an exit frame on this one. Nope.
Yeah, and if you've been like following us along this way, we just started adding the attacks like the past few streams, and as you can see, this is a sword attack. We also plan to add a bow and arrow. That's going to be like Soribel's signature, the bow and arrow and the sword, and then there's going to be more abilities. And there's going to be a good amount of those, and we haven't fleshed those out, but it's going to be really cool. So we're just letting you guys know now that it's going to be Soribel is going to be really jam packed. It's going to be a really cool game. This is going to be a very powerful character, and it's going to be a very expansive universe, and you're going to have a lot of options for combat.
Yeah, for sure. You will not be locked to
just this sword that you're seeing right here.
Exactly.
So this is going to be a very iterative process, and it's going to take a while. But you guys are just seeing the beginning right now.
Yep, exactly that.
So we're glad you're here in the beginning of this journey, and it's going to get even better each week.
Yeah, word for sure. We are definitely going to be going crazy with all the stuff that we're going to be adding. We're going to flesh it all out and stuff. What are you working on, Alex? I want to ask that too. You're adding the...
Yeah,
go ahead.
I'm trying to see like how to do this best. Because you could see here that there...
Yep.
What is this? Oh, that's the collider. Yeah, don't worry about that. But that's another thing with that. By the way, this is the first time like I've honestly ever worked on like a proper attack system.
Yeah, I feel you saying.
Because I never figured, like I never realized that. Basically, we need to add the frame in which
the third attack can be activated, right?
Right. The both the input when the input can be taken in and when it actually happens. Right.
Yeah.
Let me. I just want to see that can transition from attack 2 to attack 1. Okay. So we're gonna go to attack 2. I'm gonna say right here.
Yeah, because the animation is so short. I think that's fine.
So what did I put here?
True state to attack 2 combo frame on, which again means at this point in the animation you are allowed to queue up your third attack.
Yep. And before I do that, let me make sure that in attack 3.
Okay.
Let me see what this was.
And just so everyone understands, attack 1, 2, 3, we're talking about a combo, right?
Yep.
Okay. So when we say queuing up an attack, when we're up to attack 2, we're talking about queuing up attack 3 in a combo, correct?
Yep, exactly. It will be the next thing that happens.
Got it.
Yeah. I just gotta make sure that attack 3, at the end of its animation, indicates that like performing combo, we're no longer doing it, so that you can go back into attack 1. Right.
Yep.
Right. Okay.
So here is if you hit the end of this though, like because right here is really where it's gonna start, right?
Yeah.
And let me create an animation event for that. True state for no. Let's see attack 1. What is this? Can transition from attack 1. And here we're gonna say can transition from attack 2. And I think I'm doing a bit more than that here. Yeah, so I have to set these to false as well. Yeah. So,
yeah, that's right.
Because at the end of the frame, it should be set to false. By the way, we wouldn't want to bring it here because it actually never goes here.
No, because then it'll just it'll never get hit, and then again the player will be stuck in some like weird kind of limbo state where they can't do much, and that's not fun.
Oh, what is that? So we need to set false for this one. And it's really interesting how they layer like this. It's like a little bit thing. Like you click on that little bit to indicate that when there's multiple animation events on a single frame.
Wait, really what do you click on? Oh, that's
it's like a little tiny blue bit.
Got it. Yeah, I see it. Okay, yeah, interesting.
What else is there? Yeah, then the can transition. From attack 2, we need to set to false.
Yep.
And set false state.
Boom.
I think.
Yeah, this controller is so great.
Set true state.
Set true state. Set true, and then set false.
Okay, so this is kind of where it gets a little bit complicated.
Sure, yeah.
Not necessarily, but like animation is the reason we do the true false state type of like setting in the animation is so that these states are getting set properly in the timeline, and we don't have to have a separate timer that we have to configure.
Yeah.
In some weird way, so the animation is in control.
Mm-hmm.
But here, this is actually where we indicate like this is where the actual logic is for accepting input. Starting from this one right here, this is like the starting point. This is saying like if condition is like is attack key down, so that's like X in this case.
Mm-hmm.
Then do this stuff, and this is what actually checks like all these other stuff. The default stuff is these are like setting of default states like false values, all that stuff.
Yeah, so the default is that attack 1 will then will then go into attack 2. I'm saying there element 1 is group, perform attack 2, right?
Yeah, it's anything that says group. It's like, so I created like a bunch of different type of actions, like default
Sure.
action, or like for example, set action, set state action. They just set states, right? True or false value,
Sure,
stuff like
makes
that.
sense.
Group actions, what they do is they just apply like a bunch of actions in a list. So like
Got
if
it.
you know, so the reason why this ultra state set performing attack 1 there is because all I really need to do is set that to false, right? For the second one, well, there might be a little more involved. I may have to set other things to false as well, other than just the performing attack 2 variable.
Okay, all right. Yeah,
In fact, I
let's take a
don't
stab
remember
at that.
what
I
it
think
was
that makes
that yeah.
So again, to explain here, conditional values is saying that.
Oh, this is what it was. Sorry.
Sure.
You know, this I had to set a default because when you can
a default
transition,
what? A default
for
conditional
attack
value.
2. So for attack 2, when you can transition from attack 1 and when performing attack 2 is queued,
Yep.
then in on a normal case you just set it to false, but in this case you actually set attack 2 to like true.
One more time. One. So
Sure.
go ahead.
But when can transition from attack 1 is true, right? That little
Yep. So
frame
you're
where the
allowed to
transition
transition from when you can go into the second attack and start the backhand. Yep.
and attack 2 is actually queued, which means like
Yeah.
you actually
attack 2 is waiting to start.
then actually perform attack 2.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure. Got it.
And
got
then
it.
of course set Q performing attack 2 to false, because you don't want that to stay true.
Sure. Yeah. Okay.
Attack 3 will actually probably look similar to this.
Yeah, and so where do you set it to false? In the animation, not here, right?
What do you? No. Actually, so here are the actual alter state, the individual settings.
Yep.
So anything that says alter state is literally setting a particular state to true or false. In this case, when I say default, I'm just saying like that's me setting it to false.
Yeah, I get it. That's fine, because default we don't want things to be happening, and we'll choose if we want them to happen. Okay.
So
we're going to create an alter state, a queue performing attack 3 default, set performing attack 3 default.
yeah,
and
anything that has attack 2 on it will probably create an attack 3 version.
Sure.
Basically.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Let's go ahead and do it. Let's get all these events made and stuff going on.
Yeah, it's a lot, but it just makes it so that we can piece these things together and
Sure.
really control what's being set and stuff like that. But again, without having to do code.
Yeah, exactly that. I think that's super beneficial because the animation drives the states, which is what we want. I want to ask a quick question to chat again. If anyone is not understanding what's going on, we understand this is very complex because we're doing a lot. We're doing a lot of management of events, management of the animations. We're talking about things that we're setting true, false. So please, again, let us know if anything doesn't make sense or if anything is confusing, or if you aren't sure what you don't understand, just ask what we're doing. We'll be happy to explain again.
I think what could be helpful is just like a very, very, very rudimentary, high level explanation of what was just explained.
Sure, I can take care of that.
Yeah.
So all these things, all these events here, ignore what they are. They control when we're allowed to perform a different action, as well as setting that action to actually start. So what we're doing is now for the third attack in our combo, we are creating some events that lets the second attack know, okay, when can the player perform the third attack? When do we actually start that third attack? And when can we take input from the player to initiate a third attack? Because what you can do in the game right now is press X once to do attack 1, X twice to do attack 2, and you don't have to press it a third time to get attack 3. But if you do, we need to be able to capture that that input. So that's what we're doing now. We're just handling the transition from the second attack into the third attack.
Pretty much. Yeah, let me see what attack 2 is about. I keep forgetting. True is performing combo. Am I preventing attack 2 right now? Is combo frame on?
Yeah, so you're checking if attack one combo frame is
Yeah,
on,
see here. I have these
Yeah.
knock conditions, but like, you cannot perform attack if you are performing a combo, or is attack combo frame is on.
yeah, then you
I don't
can't
remember why I did
activate the
this.
attack.
I always forget things, like as to why I do certain things.
It's no problem. Yeah, and this isn't stuff that you can comment because it's not code. So
No, that's why I try to make
totally
it as
get it.
readable as possible by just naming
get
it
that.
very specifically.
yeah,
There
fair
must be a
enough.
reason why I don't want to perform this like attack one when the combo frame is on for attack one. But whatever it is,
I think you were saying that when attack one is on, you didn't want attack one to go into itself. No.
probably something like that. But just without all this combo frame stuff, I can just show
Sure.
you what it would look like if we didn't wait for any sort of combo frame type of stuff. And I think I should be able to just do straight up like attack 3 and then like
Okay.
attack 3 here.
Yeah.
Because all these other conditions are not gonna work. Like they're gonna set what they set, and it's gonna look like there's gonna be no nice transition. The moment I press X again, when in animation 2, it's just gonna go straight to animation 3.
I have a question.
I get it. So it's gonna be animation canceling.
I have a
Go
question.
ahead.
If attack 3 is like about to happen, and you press X again, does
What
that show? So does that mean that attack 1 should be queued?
No.
Or right. So I'm just thinking about that, like taking a step back. So should that mean there should be a cooldown before attack 1 should be queued?
There could be. I mean, I could. That is something that could be added, but for the most part, right now we
We don't have it, but also I don't think we need it because I think like try and mash X.
By the way, this is what happens, right? If we don't have any like holding off until the the part of the animation where it's like lifted to the back.
Yeah,
And
it
you
kind of
just-
like just chops into itself.
Right. We
But
just
the animation is so quick that it does finish. I get you. Like there's like a wait time in between attack 2 and 3. Is that what you mean?
I guess what I just said actually doesn't really matter.
Yeah, I was gonna say because
Yeah, it doesn't really matter. It restarts.
It'll handle itself
Yeah,
because it'll
yeah,
wait
yeah,
and then start
yeah.
again.
Yeah, right.
So
Okay.
so
Yeah,
so all
it's
this so
fine question.
yeah, if we were just doing just straight up like set attack 1 to true, set attack set attack 3 to true, set attack 3 to false, you would be able to interrupt a transition where you may not want it, right? Because like it would look weird, it would look too like glitchy, which is why we do all the other setup.
Got
So
it.
like yeah, that's just me showing it. Like there goes attack 3 is actually activating, but too soon.
I get you. Yeah.
Hold on. I think my question becomes relevant if we want to chain combos.
What do you mean chain combos?
Like if
Like a 3 attack combo into another combo.
like into another combo, like if we want to chain like a bow and arrow combo or like a ability combo, like right after the sword combo.
Got it. So then I think what that is, yeah, so you're right. What I think what we would do then is it'd be better for us to categorize, one, we can set combos, like like literally like input based combos, like light, bow, and whatever. But what we would benefit from there is distinguishing from like a finisher attack versus a light attack versus a medium.
Right.
And so that way we could do something, and chaining could handle itself, where it's something like you're allowed to do any 3 light attacks into any 2 medium attacks into a finisher. As long as it makes sense, of course, we would have to figure that out and create kind of like again.
That's also why I do things in a way that's like, okay, you can transition from me, but I'm not saying what can transition from me.
Exactly. So you
Yeah.
could technically go attack 1, attack 2, bow 1 if you wanted, and then bow 1 could go to bow 2.
And that would
we can
probably
have
take
different types
inputs.
of we can have different types of combos, like you were saying.
Yeah,
Right.
Yep.
And what is
yeah.
possible is really controlled by this, by the animator state. Hold on, let me make it bigger. I don't know why. I did that.
This whole
bigger. But yeah, like you can't like this. You can go into attack 1 from any state, and even that might change. But you can't go into attack
2 or 3 from any state.
exactly. You'd have to go into
Yeah.
this order, and again, we can branch off from here.
Exactly, and what that lets us do is we can then say, attack 1 can go into attack 2, or it can go into bow 1,
Exactly.
or it can go into ability 1, and that lets us create again a web of different combinations for attacks, which is very fun. Now,
like we can have like simple combos, more like you said, like a light combo, maybe more complex combo that includes like a I don't know, a sword swing, like a dash, and then like a firebolt. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Exactly that. So it'd be more akin to more like old school games, or not. It depends, because it depends on the game. Because there are games like Hollow Knight, right, where there are no combos. There are no combos. It's just attack, and you have abilities, and that's it. Same with Metroid.
It's very simple. It's very simple.
Yeah. Same with like the Metroid games. There are no combos. There's just a lot of attacks that you can use very quickly, but they don't combo. So,
and like we don't want to go like too complex, because we
I don't think so.
Because like the Occam's razor, right? We don't want to make it too complicated for the player. But,
yeah, exactly.
Because one of the main like points of a Metroidvania, I think, is exploration and like backtracking.
Exactly that. It's not.
You know what I mean?
Like it's not for combos.
It's not a fighting game. It's not a fighting game. It's not a combo based game. But if we want to add some combos, we want to add like some flavor to like some types of games that we actually like, just because of it's our like just because like that's based on like our influence. We can do that, but it doesn't need to be a defining like factor of the game.
Yeah, no, I don't think that it should be, as again, it's not a fighting game, because we could come up with this system. We could create a whole slew of different attack combos, but again, it's more about the exploration and having some tight core gameplay for combat, rather than having like a 20 hit combo that is effectively a cheat code amount of input.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
That'd be a little too much.
Yeah, that's too much.
Yeah. Like I think one of the most complex things we can do in terms of like the abilities is like a skill tree, like in Ori,
Yeah, exactly, where it augments your ability rather than like giving you necessarily new combos and such.
But we could have like some simple.
It could be short.
We could have like some simple to like maybe medium combos. Nothing too like Mortal Kombat-y. You know what I mean? Like
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, like I think that 3-hit combos are clean. There's no need to really go.
Yeah.
Because like you can very quickly delve into the Mortal Kombat where there's do light heavy light, and then it's like
I'm good. I don't want to add that level.
I'm good on that.
No, I don't want that. I think that's not, especially not in the Metroidvania. Like I don't think it work.
We don't want to put like every genre of every game in our game.
No, screw that. I want Metroidvania and Metroidvania. Exactly. So yeah, Alex, I see you're setting up the states for the.
Yeah, I'm sort of remembering what it was.
Yeah.
Like that. So one, you'll see that there's this sort of group attack 2 state alterations.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And it's just setting a bunch of states, because this is what actually triggers the attack 2, right?
Okay.
The reason I have to set these to like false, which is what these are doing, is because these are the attack 1 combo frame on can transition from attack 1, and because because there's that moment where you transition to the animation, like to the next animation, it doesn't hit that last frame where it sets those two false. So I have to set them here. Yeah, so I have to manually set them here, and then of course do this part.
Got it. Yeah. So to explain what we just said again, in like more layman's terms, what he's saying is there's one quick moment where you could technically trigger attack 3 before attack 2 starts, because we set like attack 1 to not allow the combo to go on, or like we set attack 1 to not take any more inputs after we've started the transition into attack 2, and so that means there's one quick moment where you could like break that flow of things. So we're putting some events here to make sure that everything is set to false correctly, so that attack 1 will only go into attack 2, will only go into attack 3, You shouldn't be able to like.
That's good.
Yeah, you shouldn't be able to like cheat the game, which is very good coding on Alex's side for sure.
And you know, and the reason why I'm grouping them together is actually because this
Yeah.
is called two different times. One when it's you're able to actually immediately do
Yep.
this, and then one where it's a queued action, right?
Got it,
Where
yeah.
the input was taken, but like now it's just waiting for the point where it can actually apply the input. So it's kind of like creating a function. That's kind of
Sure.
what this is. It's calling other functions. So because otherwise you'd have to do this 3 times in 2 different places.
Yeah.
That's what the group is really for, to like call a set of actions to you know, to be applied that may
Yeah.
be applied again, you know, just to group them.
Makes
This-
sense.
I want all of these to happen at once.
Yep.
Sort of thing.
Yep. I follow.
So you know, and then this is I'm just gonna duplicate form attack 2 group, and then rename it to attack 3.
Sure.
Yeah, I realize that if I just duplicate things, it'll just work, right?
Yeah. I think
So
that's
here
great.
here we're saying here we're, you know, just doing that.
Yep.
We
We
can
are
do,
saying,
you know, we
okay.
can do all this, right? When can transition from attack
2 is what this should be,
yeah.
right?
And so this is the state where we're in there, and we've also triggered that action during that transition frame.
So okay, so we've triggered the ability to do attack 1 in attack 3. Is that what you're talking about?
No, sorry. This is
Yeah,
more
go
like
ahead.
sorry. Hold on. I actually need to put the appropriate one here.
Sure. Yeah. Go for it.
And then I guess I'll explain after.
Yeah. No problem.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Yeah. I know. There's lots of events and things to
sorry.
fire up,
It's
so-
also because I copied over stuff, so I want to, you know, it'll be more readable if I just Which one was it? This one? Can transition from attack 2. Okay, we actually want to attack 3 when we can
Yep.
transition from attack 2. However,
Yeah,
this
that
is
makes sense.
this very specific case is when you attack at the very moment you're within that transition frame, rather than when you're before it and in the combo frame. So it's not queuing. You don't have to queue at this point.
I get it. Okay, so when you do it on the exact frame.
Exactly.
Gotcha. Yeah. So again, so what he's saying is we currently have 2 kinds of things. What you can do is if you start an attack,
We got
there
an
is
ad,
a
guys. We got an ad right now.
Oh, we got that?
oh, thanks for letting us know. Let us know when it ends.
Yeah. So this is very much like if statement,
For
by the
those
way, Chris.
who are subbed, we're still here. Hi.
Oh, and that
Um,
reminds me that means we have to resubscribe. Good.
me and Alex did.
I
Yeah, we
did.
did.
So that is why. Okay, so that's good to know.
Yeah, got it.
So if you're subscribed with Prime, you didn't get an ad. So there you go.
Is the ad done? Is everyone back?
The ad is done. The ad is done.
Sure. Sorry. So if you had an ad, sorry, but we are back. Just to explain again, the way we handle our attack right now is once you start an attack, there is a window of time where you can start or like queue up the second attack. There's also a case where you queue up the second attack on the exact frame that you are allowed to, which we have to cover that case too. So that's what Alex was just talking about. We have to cover both if you're within the window or if you're on the exact frame. And so what Alex was saying is in the future, what we might do is if you hit it on the exact frame, we might give you like double damage on the next hit to reward you for your good timing.
Kind of like what's that game called? It's a fighting game that has like all these combos.
That's all the fighting games, but yeah.
Damn it. It's kind of like martial artsy, and you can actually fight other people, and it's 3D, and you move around a 3D world.
Tekken.
No, you actually move around. It's open world.
Open
And you can actually
world.
combo from one attack to another, and there's even a drunken fist style. Starts
Like
with
a
a
what?
D, like a drunken fist style type of fighting in there.
Starts
too.
with a D.
Yeah, starts with a D.
I have no idea.
Performing attack 2.
The only 3D one that comes to
I'll
mind
get
is
you on that.
Tekken. It could be no, it's not Virtua Fighter because that's a V, and that's also not open world. I'm not sure.
No problem. Oh, so just to explain now that I've said the things appropriately and given
Sure.
the names, and you know, along with actions, I had also added something called conditions, and these conditions are meant to apply certain actions depending on certain conditions, as it sounds. In this case, these are like state checking conditions.
Yeah.
Is it true? Is it false? Is it a specific value? So if you apply the attack and none of these conditions apply, you just get default, right? Given that they're in default. And when there are conditions and they do apply, you get the specific one that did apply. I think.
Got it. Okay.
The first one, in fact. So here, I'm saying do attack 3 immediately if you are in that point where you can actually transition from attack 3. So it's that moment where you have the attack, like the sword.
Yeah, when like the sword is drawn back. Yeah.
Right. Or from attack 1 to attack 2, it's the moment where you have the sword down, and then you could do that swipe. Yeah. So if you're already in that frame and not within that frame where you can queue up an attack, rather than then just immediately go for it, right?
Yeah.
Otherwise, if you're within attack, this one failed, so you're here. If you're in the attack, like the frame where you can enter the attack, but you're not in the frame where you can transition, then it just queues it up. That's what makes sense, right?
Yeah. And then exactly.
Finally, that's what this default group as well is, right? So this is like when you don't put any input, right? Because all of these like non-default groups really happen when you actually do. Like when you actually have X held down in that frame.
Yeah.
So when you're not doing anything, this is really where the whole, what do you call it? The whole the queuing happens. So here's where it checks the queuing.
The queuing up of the different attacks. Yeah.
So here I'm gonna create one for the third one. and it's all copy value.
So I see we got some more faces in chat. Hello, welcome to the stream. How's it going? How you doing?
Hey,
we're working on adding attack combos right now. Very complex stuff right now. So don't be intimidated. If you have any questions, feel free to ask, and we will delightfully explain to the best of our ability.
Position from attack 1. Or
what Alex is doing right now is again setting a lot of events to make sure that attacks flow into each other. They don't overwrite each other. They don't interrupt and like cancel other things, and making sure that everything is set correctly so that is a clean and happy like flow to doing a attack combo in our game at the moment. And then after that, we'll be taking a look again at some basic enemy AI. We have some assets that we can just real quickly like animate. And then we can try and get an enemy to just like walk back and forth, and then we'll have the enemy be able to attack them and do damage, etc. But again, yeah.
Oh no, sorry, sure. I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, it's fine.
So this is the whole queued thing. If there's no attack queued at all, it just does the default like set performing attack 3 to false, right?
Yeah.
It just defaults it to false. But if there is an attack queued, and you can actually transition from attack 2. Then perform the attack, and then like this last step is just setting the queued performing 3 attack value to false. So
got it.
Again, this is where it's getting called the second time. And the last thing is just to put it on in this sort of structure here. So here we're saying not queue perform, but perform attack 3. And up here we're gonna do the default, right? So this is the queued one, or setting to false. And this is the one where you do it right on time, where you actually press.
Got it. Makes sense.
So yeah, like, and this is the final piece, right? Everything here cannot happen. Everything within here cannot happen unless you're actually doing attack key down. I call it legacy input condition because we're going to eventually move over to the new input manager system, which may be a little different. Yeah,
that's right. That's fine.
As it sounds, and this is the legacy input condition right here. It's just checking, if you have a certain key,
checked.
Pressed. Here's like the not condition where it checks if you're. I do have not conditions. Like that,
Yeah, gotcha. No,
I don't know if I do anything else. I don't think. I hope this is it.
From what you said and from what you explained, I think that you handled the queuing, the perfect time press, and the not press. So I think if we play, I think attack 3 should work just fine.
Yeah. See.
Yeah.
There you go.
Got it.
See, and I'm mashing it, so it's not interrupting from, it's waiting till it's all the way back, and then.
Sure. Can you go to the animation pane?
Yeah, sure.
I want to see if we can make this look a little better. Can you go to attack 3?
Yeah, sure.
And can you? All right, I'm thinking. All right, can you remove the first two, like maybe even 1 or 2 frames, and shift everything down? I only say that because there is a time where like the player brings their sword back and they like wait and then they slash. Whereas if we do it like this, it may look a bit more like it might flow into itself because it'll look like right as soon as they bring like that looks a little bit better, right?
So let me delete this frame.
Sure.
Wait,
yeah.
And Alex, just to be clear, you're not holding X the whole time.
No.
You're pressing it like 3 times.
Yeah, I have to press it. I have to press
You're
it.
pressing it 3 times, right?
Yeah. I have to keep pressing. Not 3 times. I'm mashing it, but I do. It has to be.
Okay.
All of this,
Okay.
it has to be done 1, 2, 3. It could be done 3 times, but I'm mashing it in order to properly get it in there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Most players are going to be mashing.
Does the speed of how you in between presses matter?
No.
No.
Okay.
It's not like you can do like a 1, 2, 3 or a 1, 2, 3. It's not.
This whole frame, transition frame and input frame system that we have here is to prevent exactly what you're talking about.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
How's that?
Yeah. So that looks better. So you see how the arc of the second attack looks like it flows right into the third. Yeah, I like that a little bit better.
How about
and,
I can't do that.
And it's a bit more snappy. Oh, you can just increase the scale. Yeah.
So.
It doesn't keep the ratio. That's funny.
Okay, cool. It kept it. It saved it in the animation, so that's good.
Yeah. So I think that's good. And so with that, I say let's move. It's 7 o'clock about. It's 7:03. I think it's a perfect time to move to enemy AI. We have our 3 attacks. Our player can do a combo. And so now we can take a look at some enemy AI. Now, the real question is, do you want to start with the sprite side of things?
No, I'm joking. I wasn't muted. Sorry, go ahead.
Yo,
I just wanted to throw some silliness into the mix.
If you were
stress people out.
If you were muted the whole time, I'd be angry at chat
that
for not
happened,
I would be angry. But
that has happened.
Yeah.
So go ahead. I was just playing around.
It's fine. I was gonna say, do we want to start with the art side of things, where we animate whatever enemy we want, or the code side of things, where we write whatever like script or stuff that will handle that sprite in the end?
Because I really like the sprites that you added, I want to do the animated.
All right, let's do the art first. Yeah. So if you go into enemies, you go into OCO. That's the artist.
Before we get to that, because I was like not on our pre-call where we discussed like what we're actually gonna do with the anime AI. I know you guys like mentioned you want to like pop in the moving object controller. Is that what you guys were thinking?
So maybe, but because of Alex's state controller that he has, which controls the actions, we think it might be better to use that instead. Am I right, Alex?
Kinda. I mean, it's really going to be similar to that whole the system that we created. We may have to code more, like
That's
sort
fine.
of actions or action types, like an enemy AI action like can be split to 2 things. One is like, it's more like there's 2 things. It's like 2 things. Like one is like the condition of like say moving to turning around, for example, and that might just be like, oh, I hit a wall, or I hit the end of where I could walk. Let me turn around. And then and then the action itself could just be like the actual turnaround action, and say, look, okay, your velocity is now fully set to this.
Because I was gonna recommend. I mean, maybe this could like pour into another stream where we like completely focus on this. And
no, I think it probably will. But I think
I was gonna mention like we like start talking more about like some more actual like search algorithms like A-star or like pathfinding for like actual like AI like for the anime.
I get you. I say let's leave that for later because we don't need that yet because we're in a 2D space. But also we aren't in a free 4-direction space. In a free 4-direction space, it would make more sense. Right now, we will suffice with moving back and forth.
Because like technically, I'm thinking about like a Metroidvania, and like enemies don't like the introductory enemies don't behave like that, right?
No,
so like the introductory enemies, like okay, if you see the square right there, the enemies like in the beginning, like let's say like Super Metroid or even Hollow Knight, right? It'll just be like an enemy that's just like moving back and forth, or like
Mario,
or like even Mario, they're just like, you know, moving like and just crawling around the entire platform, right? They actually don't even like acknowledge your existence, so they actually don't know that you exist.
Hey, TV Holloway,
what do we got?
Hey, I know who that is. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thanks for joining the stream.
I was like, is that you?
Thanks for following. Yeah. So I get what you guys are saying. We should do what you were doing, but when we get to like more advanced enemies and maybe a boss, that's when we could like get into more like crazy, like, you know, pathfinding and like using like heuristics and stuff like that.
I think that also depends.
because sometimes you're doing the most guy.
So sometimes it's really like, at least from what I'm seeing, like I don't see many bosses or games like that. Even like the boss at that level, it's really just it looks to me as if it's just what do you call it? Like a probability of them attacking, like they do specific moves.
Yeah. I was gonna say I think that actually works a little bit better, because I get what you're saying on pathfinding. What we're saying is create enemy logic, like that's instead of necessarily pathfinding, it's more so reactionary. Like if player is too far away, move close and do attack one. If player attacks with attack one, do counter. And like do this.
So it's like much more rudimentary. Like it's like much simpler.
Yeah. Simple is really
that's
best.
Okay, because the enemies in Metroid, Mario, Hollow Knight, they all work on that kind of a logic.
I mean, yeah, that's right. That is true. Like, okay.
Because you have to think about it. Like A-Star, you know, all these different like algorithms. They're very much based on, or at least like the use cases that I've seen on them have been like AI playing the main character.
Exactly.
General AI
That's
intelligence.
True. That's true.
You know, like what's it called? Pac-Man. You know, stuff like that. Like, what is the
That's
best?
true.
Like, it's kind of like, you know, these are algorithms that you want to try out. Like when you really want to go into the research side of AI. Not that I wouldn't like, for example, an enemy that really like follows you.
Yeah, like if it jumps down ledges and jumps up, like that makes sense.
Yeah, or if we even if we have like a Mr. X type of enemy at some point in the game where it follows you through levels, that could be a use case for A-Star. But they're very, I think it'd be very niche, I guess.
Yeah,
or like the enemies from Metroid Dread.
Exactly, I totally agree. Yeah,
that scared the living hell out of me when I played that game.
I feel that,
like,
man.
I'm just saying we should keep it in mind in case we want to like really have an enemy that like is like literally I don't know, evokes dread.
I get
you know what I mean?
That's like a lot smarter than like your average. And
we definitely don't need that type of AI for a while, I don't think. But so let's stick with basic rudimentary AI, because that's really all we need right now. So anyway.
Yeah. And just to explain what we use these
talking about
heuristics and A-Star and Dijkstra's and all these other weird terms. They're names for algorithms on how, like in games, you can get an enemy to follow a path to find a location. In most cases, it's the player. So if the player is running away from an enemy, the player needs to find out, how do I get to the player to attack them, right? There are tons of algorithms that you can use to have it like track a location and like follow the player. And for most of our enemies in our game, we won't need anything so complex. But like Chris was saying, if we want an enemy that is much more...
Sorry, you already did all this?
Yeah, man. I already put it up. All we gotta do is animate.
Oh, man.
I say let's use the Drake.
Oh, the Drake.
There's a wolf.
Jesus.
There's a Drake. It's kind of like a bigger wolf. If you do the no background color one. And if you look at that and open that up or whatever.
When you said Drake, I was thinking like, like a lizard looking thing.
Yeah. Kind of like it seems like they mix like a lizard and a dog, or like a lizard and like a wolf thing. But yeah. So what Chris was saying was a smarter kind of enemy that will like follow you around we would use those algorithms to try and make sure that it's following the player. So if the player jumps higher, it'll follow. If it goes lower, it'll follow. If it goes into a cave, it'll follow. But as of right now, we don't need anything that complex.
Yeah, so Alex made reference to Mr. X from Resident Evil. There's also what's the other villain from Resident Evil? I think it's Resident Evil 7, the one that follows the
Mr.
the
Y.
older guy that follows you around, like just enemies that are smart. Like literally they behave like humans.
Yeah.
So like I was referring to like algorithms that are a little bit more advanced. They're based off of like how the human mind works in a way.
I just pop in.
So yeah.
Yeah. So what we're gonna have to do is oh no, it can go into the scene.
But it's like
I don't see it in the hierarchy.
Oh, was this material folder always here?
Oh, I have no idea. We want the no background color one. See, I don't know. I don't know if that was always there.
Let me look. I don't know if I did something.
Yeah, it's all good.
So what we're gonna do right now, just because we just went on a little tangent on describing like different types of AI algorithms, we are setting up some basic sprites and animations for an enemy, and then we're gonna set up a very basic just movement in AI for the enemy, and see if we can get that done before stream is over.
Yeah, which is why if for right now we have to go with something a little bit more rudimentary, where they just walk back and forth. That's fine, and then in between streams we can update that and come back to you with what we've done. Like we'll definitely need to create things where maybe instead of just walking back and forth mindlessly, maybe the enemy will walk forward, wait, then turn, walk, then turn, wait.
Or it might like at some point jump or shoot something at you.
Oh,
exactly.
Or it might actually at some point like know where you are in a way, like be able to detect how far away you are, but we might not get to that.
Yeah, we for a while, because that's a more complex type of enemy.
It's more complex, but for now we're just gonna do some of the basic stuff.
Yep. All right, and so this is a new animation you're adding for OCO Drake. Okay, sure. Cool. And then we can go into the animation pane, set that up, and there are 4 animations. I think there's there's idle, walking, attacking.
So maybe I should do idle first.
Sure. It doesn't matter, but if do idle. Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm concerned that it'll create an animator like transitioning straight to. I always find it a little difficult.
You're right. It should go to idle first. Yeah, you are totally right, because it does that automatic thing in the animator where it sets up the entry state.
I don't like that. Big idle. I don't know why. Forget it.
Yeah, that's fine. It's all good.
Yeah.
Okay, and now I think that the layer needs to be different. Should it be 1? Or is it just super small?
It's so small. Hold on.
Why is it so small? Go to Drake Idle. No, yeah.
Is it because pixels per unit is that and not?
No, that's what it should be. Change it to 16 or up to 32 or 64. Sorry, 60. Oh, okay. So 16 works.
16, I think.
Yeah, it is. Okay, all right. Then we have to change all. So just click on all of them and change them to 16.
Yeah. Sure.
And you can hit and you can use the control click if you want to change the 2 of them at the same time.
Yeah.
Boom. And okay, got it. So I changed some other ones to 128 because I thought that's what it was. But all right, now this looks way better. The Drake is more like menacing sized.
Yeah, hold on. Let's see. What we got? We have animations, enemies, Drake Idle. I'm gonna rename this to Drake.
Actually, I have a question, guys. Before we add more onto like the basic enemy AI, should we well, actually, you guys can correct me on this, but should we add like enemy health? Like
that's all in the state controller. That's the fun part.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
that's why I was asking, because that'd be a good way to test out the combos. Because like if you could do the combo and take out the enemy if it has 3 health, that'd be cool. Like
I get what you mean. Yeah, exactly.
as a test, even on this stream. That'd be cool.
Sure.
And then we could snap a clip and me saying that's clean.
Sprite.
Wink,
Wow. This guy.
So we have
guy.
the sprite-lit default.
I'm weak.
State controller. Yeah, because
Yeah.
this is what I was talking about, where like some things are gonna definitely move from player controller to state controller.
Yeah, I get that.
Like the facing. It's probably gonna move from there to state,
Sure.
just so that we can deal with facing here. But for now, we can try to have it walk back and forth, looking like the way it is.
Got it. Okay, yeah, I think that's fine. I don't think we have to go super complex or anything.
Let me just see what I added here that I need to add over here.
Sure, yeah.
Probably don't
Yeah,
even.
because if the purpose is to get like the basic enemy AI working, I guess it's not like super necessary to get like the facing part working. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think what Alex is looking at right now is
Should we just do box collider?
Yeah, box collider is fine. But now I think about it, it's like we have to adjust it because the sprite is really big and we don't want.
Fine.
Yeah.
I think that's fine. It's not that big a deal.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that's all.
Just get them fingers in. Okay.
Yeah, just make sure that it collides with the ground and stuff correctly. Boom, perfect. Yep, a little box that's perfect. There's no need to go to do anything else. I guess we have to apply a rigid body to it, right?
Oh yeah.
Because we don't want it to just like be a floating thing that has no gravity, and then
probably whatever we're doing for
the player
we want to do for.
Yeah.
Let me explain.
Yeah.
A reminder for people in chat: when you add a rigid body to a component, that adds physics to the object.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah, exactly that. Without the physics,
direction.
you can't do much.
Can't do much.
Without
It
physics,
adds gravity. It adds.
I don't know what kind of world this would be.
I'm not even gonna try and think about that, but yeah, for sure. So the rigid body controls our physics. The box collider controls what we can collide with, of course. It lets you know if two things are touching.
This down.
And we'll explain the rest as we go along, but we'll be adding things like layers to this enemy, so we know what type of thing it is, because we know like the ground is on a layer called ground, so we know that all the ground is, things that the player can walk on. We have things that are layered as background, so it's like, okay, the player can walk in front of it, but they won't collide with it. So like if you see the little like the windows in the background and the actual background, like the colors and stuff, that's background layers that the player won't like walk into a wall or whatever the case is. And so then once Alex is back, we will continue adding to this to this enemy. We'll add basic state controller stuff to make sure that they can move, or even just the movement and the animations, just to make sure that they can move, and then also like a collider to make sure that they can take damage from the player. They should be able to take damage. They're not invincible. They need to be able to be killed. So that'll be the goal there.
Yes.
I'm back. Okay. I don't know what you guys said.
It's fine. We're talking about like what we're gonna be doing.
Interpolate. I don't think I need interpolate, but I think I do need collision detection to be continuous. One of the things I wanted to mention to you guys is most likely we might have two different colliders on the player. One for, as it sounds, one the regular collider for enemy and player are not actually going to they're not going to interact, right? Like we're going to have to ignore that collision in 2D matrix. That way they can pass through each other, but we'll have a different collider on the player maybe. For damage, and the same thing for. No, actually, this is fine. Like the way it is, like with the enemy. But yeah, for damage on the player, and because we want to be able to like do like dash through them, like dodge through them. Yep. So like we're not like being pushed back by the enemy. The only reason we'd be pushed back is because of damage. So that's something I've been thinking about, and I think it would just be solved by having an extra collider because we still want the enemy to have a non-trigger collider. But the only way yeah, you get what I'm saying.
Oh yeah, exactly. What you're saying is we'll have one collider that is active and it stops the player from falling through the floor and stuff.
Yeah.
And we'll have a second collider that is effectively it'll be invisible, and so they can move through certain things. And so let's say that our player has the ability to dash forward or like do like a dodge.
Hold on, let me see that.
Or do like a dodge roll.
No, where you go? That's great. That's great.
Oh man, that is quality content for sure. For sure.
That's nice. I like it.
Yeah.
I really like it. It's like the dancing.
What even just happened?
Oh, they're just like in sync with each other.
Yeah, they are.
They were just
I didn't freeze the rotation. That's what it was. With rigid bodies, you have to freeze certain things, like the Z. I didn't freeze Z.
Yeah, it's all good. But
Yeah,
I forget what I was saying. Oh yeah, we'll have a solid collider so that the player doesn't fall through the floor, and an invisible one so that we can track the damage they take. But also, in the case that the player, let's say, dashes past an enemy and they like do like a dodge roll or something, they should be able to pass through the enemy's like body but not take damage.
Yeah,
and so what we'll do is we'll make the character like invincible, and that's how we'll deal with like invincibility frames, which you may be familiar with in games where after you take damage for X amount of time you are free to like not get hit again, so that you can't get comboed into an instant death. So we'll be doing that for the player, so that let's say if they take damage, they maybe have like 1 or 2 seconds, or 2 is too long, but like a half second or like a second where they're free to like gather themselves before they can take damage again.
I don't know what I did for enemy. Oh, I didn't do anything. Oh, here we go. I'm just gonna add this real quick. Fire once, and state controller.
Yeah.
Hold on, guys.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, so this Collide Event controller will handle what happens to the Drake when it takes damage, and in this case what we will do is we will lower its health by a certain amount. Is what I think he's going to do. I'm pretty sure, right? Gonna change the set health slots or something. Apply health slots. Yeah, that's
Apply
right.
health slots, and then I guess -1 is
Yeah,
the
so
value
it's
we
gonna-
send. Yeah.
Yep.
For each hit. Yeah.
Yep. So it'll take 1 damage per hit, and after 3, we'll do something that handles death. But again, for right now, we're just trying to.
And I would imagine the completion of one combo, if this was done all properly, should defeat the Drake.
Yeah, and then we can increase its health to make sure that it works well, so we can make it like 5.
Right.
Just to also make sure that a 3-hit combo doesn't kill it, just to make sure.
Right, and that a 3-hit combo and then like the middle of the next combo would kill it. So it would be 5 hits.
Yep, exactly that. But
so
again,
that could be our 2 tests.
Yeah, exactly.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. No, I was just gonna. So yeah, this is what it is. When health depleted, we're just gonna destroy it.
Yeah,
for now.
I mean, for the game object for now.
We
In the
can
future, we'll add a little
do other things, right? At some point, like.
Yeah, but for now, let's get the basic stuff.
Yeah. Okay, so I did it at 3 for now. I didn't add any colliders to attack 2 and attack 3 yet. But we can do that real quick at some point. We may even just be able to just turn this one on. And then eventually,
what I did in my testing was I added a collider for attack 2 and attack 3 because
that's exactly what we would want, because they're different shapes.
Arcs, but yeah, because they're different shapes.
Shapes and sizes. Okay, what else is there? No, I think this is the setup.
Yeah, and
here
movement
in
we'll handle later.
Where's SO assets? So here we're gonna add a folder for actions.
For enemies,
let's see how far we can take actions, right?
Sure, yeah.
How is it like that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
OCO. Yeah,
I
the
name it
artist
like
that
this
we
because
got.
eventually we're gonna replace it with our own assets.
Yep,
Um,
I totally get that.
And we're just gonna create an action provider. We'll call this
Yep, this will
default
provide the list of actions
Right.
that this enemy can take.
action provider. Yeah.
And then we'll add a few things like, I guess, walk, idle, attack, and I guess death. Those are all actions it can take. Like, death is not an action, but I guess in this case it would be, right? Like, it'll take the action of dying or whatever.
Kind of, maybe. I'm not sure.
Sure, okay, yeah, we'll figure it out as we go.
I think like the action of dying wouldn't be so much like done from here. It'd be more from like whether it lost health.
Got
But
it,
like
okay.
walking and stuff like that, deciding on which way to walk.
Yeah, fair enough.
So yeah, I'm also sort of doing this part a bit on the fly, so I'm not sure if
Sure, no, it's fair. I totally get that, but I get where you're gonna take this provider.
I think for testing purposes,
Yeah,
I think it'd be probably better if we like put it on like a more plain type thing. And let's
sure,
just bring player over too, just so
that-
player can watch, watch it do its thing.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a better area over there. There's
just
more
because like
space.
the other stuff might be a little bit complicated.
yeah, that's fine. So right now we just want to move back and forth, do some basic stuff.
Yeah, I mean, we could even, that's the thing. We could even like do that whole choosing like whether it just sticks around in one place and it starts walking, and then just does that like every now and then, whenever like like based on percentages. That could be another condition type of thing. Another like by chance it may just walk, and then by chance it may start just not doing anything, just chilling.
Got it. Yeah,
Like make
to
it
make the
like it feel a little more
random. Yeah,
or
Yeah.
random too.
yeah, I get what you mean.
Like nature.
Because sometimes in games you can
Right.
not cheat, but you can like very much learn the patterns of all the enemies, which is good. I think there's nothing wrong with that. But then there's also games where they're a bit more variable. They may or may not do a certain thing like every single time, which means the player has to be much more reactionary with how they play the game, which is also fine too.
Yeah. I mean, this might be refactored at some point, but I for now I just walk is probably it, right?
Yeah, that's totally fine, and we can reuse this for any of the enemies we have.
We may
Or
be
even
able to use
like
this
NPC.
with player.
Hold on. Before we add in like the walk, idle, death stuff, could we test out the health and the for the killing, or do we have to add in the death animation first?
We do. Well, we don't have to. If it. Okay. Yes. Right now, the way it's working, if the health is depleted, it'll destroy the thing.
Right. So
we could do that.
that's really all I'm like thinking, like, because I just want to make sure that that's working,
Sure, yeah, let's
Actions.
take.
because I assume that that's working based on like what's already in place.
Okay, yeah. So
Let me go
we
ahead
can
and
test
do that.
out.
Because then once that's all set up by the end of stream, we could like put the pieces all together and it'll be a nice picture. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Let me just
Okay.
make sure that it is doing the stuff. Destroys itself. I don't think I need to do the fire once because collided is not exactly stay into, so it's not going to keep calling this thing.
Yep.
So,
All we have to do is make sure that the attack 2 and 3 activate the collider.
Yeah. At certain points.
Yeah. Do we want to?
Like not here, right there.
I think that 5 to. I think
What-
frame 5 to 10 is fine
Let
to
me
have
see
that work.
what I do, how I do it here.
Also, if you guys think that this like specific part will take too long, we could like just set up the animations for the enemy and just do the basic walking back and forth if we want.
No, this isn't going to take too long. It's just a matter of activating a collider on an animation frame.
Right.
It's just a matter of picking that frame.
Okay.
Player animation. Back 2. I think
Yeah,
frame right here.
Yeah, I think that frame
probably-
5 we can
Record, right?
Click on the record, yeah, and then just activate attack one collider. We'll just use the same one for right now. And
Okay,
then
hold on. Yeah, see, this is. Hold on. Let me see what's happening in frame. Okay,
no,
cool.
no, yeah, it's good. It just adds it to the list of things, and then I say on frame 15 you can set it to false because frame 10 we want it to still be active.
Yeah.
Yep. So I think that's perfect.
And then stop recording.
Yep.
And then let me just make sure this is like doing its thing.
Sure. Yeah. So we just see it blinking twice.
Sorry, it's crap.
No, that's fine. Just go. Okay, yeah, that also works.
They're bouncing together. I love it.
Yeah, I see it. The collider is showing up twice.
Huh?
Which is, huh?
Wait, where do you see the collider showing up twice?
If you can you zoom into scene view more, Alex? Yeah. What you'll see is in front of the player, right? There's gonna be a little green box that flashes. It pops in twice because on attack 1 it activates the damage, and on attack 2, then we'll do the same thing on attack 3 to make sure that that also has a damage frame. So yeah, now we'll go back here. We'll record, and let's say I guess attack 5 again or frame 5, but that's when be a big swing. So frame 5, right. And then frame 15 when the attack ends will stop. Yeah, we'll stop the. Yep,
that makes sense.
Cool, and now we should be able to see it 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Yep, I see it.
Okay. You going?
Cool. We have an attack, and then later we can adjust. We can adjust the 1, 2, 3, and we killed the Drake with 3 attacks.
And then you wanted the other sort of test case, right?
Yeah, so just give it like 4 or whatever. Just more than
5.
3 health.
And then you wanted to see if it fills it on the second. So 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3, and die.
Oh no! Hold on.
Yo,
stay.
No, the Drake is out.
1. That's hilarious. Drake just dipped.
Yeah, it's because it's got no friction material, and we don't have anything constantly setting the velocity like we do for player.
I get you, yeah.
So that's definitely something we may want to do, like as a default value type of thing, right?
That's funny. Okay,
so here we have walk.
Yeah.
That was clean though. I didn't say it, but that was clean.
Yeah, it looked good.
That was.
Am I doing it for
funny,
state animations only?
All right.
Oh.
So I'm glad that worked.
That worked. So I remember now. I did this sort of thing, right, where like, I created this generic action class.
Can you zoom in? Just like one. Yeah. Thanks. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, it just it controls like these default value stuff, and
sure.
I never knew I could do this, but I created like a class that's inside it called conditional value.
Mm-hmm.
That where I could still set like another level, like within like a class within a class, but like still set that T to like a specific type.
I get you.
It's really interesting, and it may not make sense to other people, but this is really a huge thing that's allowing me to do the default value and then this type of value if these conditions apply.
Got it.
They're the same exact type.
Yo, what's going on, Nick? Thanks for dropping in.
Thanks for popping in. I know you're like 45 feet away from me in the other room, but thanks for getting on the phone. Thank you.
What's up?
I appreciate it.
So walk action. What should that
be? As in like the generic type.
Oh, I know what it is. It should be vector 3. That's what it should be.
Yeah, so vector 3, which is what we use to track the location X, Y, and Z, which we will be using to move the
let me see
around.
What we do for player.
Sure, yeah, go for it.
So I know you just popped in, but we solidified an attack combo. So now we have a nice sword combo, like a 1, 2, 3, like a sword combo thing. Alex could probably show you that after we do this. We also added in an enemy sprite, and it is called a Drake. And the Drake behaves a little weirdly when you hit it, but when you engage in the attack combo, it does kill the Drake. So it's working as expected.
Yeah, we can kill enemies. That's the
So yeah, we could do an attack combo with the sword, and we could kill enemies. For some reason, well, we have the reason. We just haven't set it up. The Drake literally like after you after you hit it with a combo, it just like dips.
yeah, just runs away like, nah, I'm not scrappy today. I'm out.
You know, I had to like stream marker that because that's just like, you know, we gotta clip that.
I feel that. Yeah,
Honestly, I
that's
really
pretty
loved it when it was rotating and like goes upside down.
Yeah, it was
like,
upside
I feel like
down.
that could be like a little music video type of thing.
That was also funny. Oh man.
Yeah, is it really when we do these actions we could do whatever we want, right? So we can I'm basically taking whatever we were doing for player controller and just applying it here.
Sure. Makes sense. Yeah.
So here we have rigid body 2D, right? And
Yeah,
if we want to,
yes.
like, you know, not always have to extract it from the transform,
Yeah.
and maybe even do some sort of, what do you call it, optimization. We could,
Sure.
we could like totally cache this, right? Like, oh, just put it in a dictionary where this particular transform is, you know, just use this as a key. We get the rigid body. We don't have to do this try get component. If we want to do
Yeah.
this on a, you know, just be more performant, but right now that's not really the case, right?
Yeah,
You know?
that's fine right now, but I think you make a very good point. Like in the future, we can come back here and do a lot of optimizations and increase our efficiency. But for right now, yeah, I think we're fine now. We have one enemy, one player. We're chilling.
So what kind of walking are we gonna give the enemy right now?
I say let's just do walk back and forth, like not even like with a wait time, just ping between 2 points.
Okay.
And then if we have time, we can do like a walk to point A, wait, walk to point B, wait, and so that it doesn't feel like it's just like walking at random. But again, I say let's get the MVP, minimum viable product. Let's just
Honestly,
get it
I think we could
moving
do
back
that in
and forth.
20 minutes. I think we could do that.
Wait, what?
Walk
Getting
from
them to
the enemy walks
wait.
from point A to point B, but like, you know, when you get to, you know, point B, it waits, then, you know, turns around, walks to point A, waits, turns around. Same.
Yeah, I wouldn't be
Repeat.
surprised, but if we get that done, I think it's possible.
I think we have the. I mean, can't we use
No. We can't because we're doing it in the action way.
Okay.
We can use some of the code.
But you know what's funny? I guess this is. I mean, not that I know that this would work just fine, but I guess this would be where the timed state action could come into play. Like if
That's what I was gonna
the moment
say.
it hits the next thing, it just starts its thing, and then once it's ready to once it gets past like timestamp plus a certain amount of then it moves. But that I've never put that together.
Let's wait on that. But you're right. Like exactly what you said. What he's talking about is the ability to control states based on time as well, where you can do something like once something is activated, wait X time to trigger that thing. And so we could that would be perfect to say, okay, have the enemy walk to point A, and then after 1 second or 2 seconds, now walk to point B. That'd be perfect for this kind of thing. We haven't set it all up yet because this is we just refactor a lot of code. We changed a lot of our framework, so we'll have to do some testing out before we do that. But that's definitely the direction we will probably end up going in.
Okay, so here, what I'm doing here, right? It really depends on how we want to apply it, right? So here, I'm saying walk speed is gonna be 5.
Yep.
Here, the default value is just gonna be like 0 velocity, or not 0, but like think of the vector 3 here as input. It could very well be a vector 2. We could probably change it to be vector 2 at some point.
I get you.
In fact,
So
it might be better to do that real quick. Let me just do that real quick.
Yeah, because we aren't gonna. Or you know what? Huh.
No, that's because it's all we needed.
Okay. All right. Yeah. You're
Because
right.
you just have to consider this as input, not
I get
actual
you.
speed, right?
Sure. Yeah.
So here in the condition that okay, so we have to create a condition. So before we do that,
Yeah. Go ahead.
let's
Yeah.
just-
What's going?
let's just
So
do
this.
one. right?
Which
Like
means
this-
it's gonna be. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
No.
Oh,
You're
well.
good.
So what is this one? So that one is doing what now?
One just means walk forward.
Okay, so it's gonna multiply the x by 5. So 1 times 5 is 5. The enemy will move its velocity in the x direction 5 every frame.
Yep.
Or every time that this takes effect. Okay, sure.
Exactly.
Yep, sounds
and
good.
here we're gonna
Makes
do it
sense.
on fixed update.
Yep, which makes
That's
sense.
where we have it for player controller, right? Because Chris, I didn't explain it to you, but we have this action provider, right? Which is the basically the piece that actually provides these actions to a particular game object, right? And when we set it to say like at what stage in the game loop we want it to be activated, it basically loops through all of these, like say on fixed update, and like actually activates it. So we can basically mirror what's happening in player controller. Handle walking is in fixed update. Then we simply want to do something like this for player controller when they're walking. Of course, there are other states that we have, right? Like, is it
on enable, on await.
on enable, on wait? Are you dashing? Are you crouching? Then you can't walk, right? And in those cases, we can. That's what all this conditional stuff is for too. We could check those states, and we could set those states when necessary, and we can put them in the order that they should be. So that's what I mean by moving all that stuff from player controller
That's very cool.
to this sort of yeah. That way, when we want to add a new thing, we don't have to keep adding to player controller. In fact, funny enough, we may not need player controller.
Nick, I don't know why you're asking that. If a hot dog is a sandwich, I don't understand the context.
So I'm not going to answer this conversation because I have very interesting thoughts about that, and I will derail the whole stream. So I will not get into it.
Oh, hold on. I just had to add
Maybe.
this one thing.
It is a piece of meat in between bread. If that justifies a sandwich in your world, then it is a sandwich. But people don't usually call it one. They call it a hot dog. They call it a hot dog.
All I will say is this: if you want an answer, regardless of if it's good or not, but if you want an answer, look up the cube rule, and that's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to talk any more about it. If you want to go look that up, the cube rule, it'll give you answers to this exact kind of question, but you won't be happy about them. But it will give you
Wow,
our drink is just.
What is this?
No, I told you don't look now. What are you doing?
This is how my brain works. Oh my gosh.
I told you don't look. It'll be.
Hold on. There's a piece of art there that shows like a hot dog in distress, right? It's a graphic, a hot dog in distress thing, and Maya's sandwich. It's just like this.
I love that you can just stand on top of the Drake. Just.
Oh my! Wait, this is like literally like 100-page page.
I told you don't look at it now. You're gonna derail stream. Get out of there, man.
You know what? Hold on.
I'm gonna
reply. I'm gonna reply to Nick. Wait, hold on. Just because now he needs to know.
Then it's just moving straight, like,
Okay.
And the same thing can be done here. If we just do like 0, like default is no movement.
So that would be like a wait, like it'll just stop.
And we're not going to be able to. Well, we are kind of going to be able to push them, but not like in a slidey way, because it's always going to set it to, what do you call it? It's always going to be set to like try to set it to 0. The only reason it'd be getting pushed is because of the physics. But again, this is going to be solved by the whole like collider making these two
things they'll pass through each other. Yep, I totally get you.
Hold on. I actually don't like. Why should we be able to like be able to push an enemy like that?
No.
Fixated on the hot dog, man.
Yeah, I told you, man. I told you.
Wait, so what about the hot dog? How does this relate to the hot dog?
It's because you got caught up in the cube.
Okay, you're right. I'm sorry.
What we're saying is we aren't going to be able to push enemies. You'll go through them the way you expect.
Yeah, you're pushing in here, but like at some point we're going to update player so you can do this.
Yes, you can.
Buddy, we got a bing bong. Thanks for the bing bong.
Oh, thanks for the bing bong in chat.
Bing bong.
And see, Nick is right. Abort mission. Anyway. So now how can we add it so it walks the other way after a certain time or how do we do that? Do we create another
how are we so here we have sort of like, what do you call it? Ground checking, right?
Yeah.
I think we're gonna have to. Where's this done? Is this done on what
I
part
get
of the
what's
loop?
gonna have to happen. We can't do it by end of the stream. I think I'll tell you why. The way that we did it before in Wake Up, when we had things like, if you remember in Wake Up, if you don't, that's our previous game that we worked on. We had some moving platforms that just moved back and forth. That's it.
There it is.
They weren't enemies, so we didn't have to think about them being smart, and they were also floating platforms in the air. So we just had it move between 2 points that we hard set.
Right.
In this case, what we would really want is for our enemy to be a bit smarter. So we'll have to take some time and think of a way to have the enemy detect a ledge, for example, and say, okay, walk. I see a ledge. I'll stop, turn around, and walk the other way.
Like, we could have some stupid enemies, like, just go to the ledge and just fall off and die. Like, we can have a really, like a very basic enemy, right? But then we can have enemies like you've described that can detect a ledge and then turn around.
Yeah.
I
totally get you.
We could have enemies that go to the ledge and realize, oh, I have to crawl down now so that I can go under and then come up on the other side. Or, oh, once I get to the ledge, I can jump to the next platform. I can jump back.
Yep, I totally agree.
But how are we doing this? We're overlapping a box, right?
Overlapping a box. What do you mean? Oh, you mean yeah.
Like, this isn't really like ground checking per se. It's more like if we want to make it generic, it's more like just collision checking. And if we do it like that and we configure it correctly, we could just put the box on a certain size box on the corner
and have it know that.
Right, exactly.
I guess, and then if it walks off, yeah. So I say, let's come back to that, only because I think we should put more time into that process, because I get what you're saying. What Alex is saying is, the way we can detect if the player's on the ground is we effectively, right, we draw a box around their feet, and if there's something called and if there's anything on the ground there that's touching it, then we're on the floor. To let the enemy know not to walk off a ledge, for example.
Hold up. Abominations is raiding with a party of 4.
Yo,
how's it going?
Appreciate the raid, man.
Thanks, appreciate the raid.
We're almost towards the end of our stream, but we still appreciate it.
Raid.
Oh man, I missed the Pokemon stream. He does
what
Pokemon
is up?
streams. Like Pokemon card streams.
What is up?
Hey,
We're coding. Hey, I don't know if you're coders, but we're making a game.
Thanks for the follow, T. Marie. Thanks for the follow, Yamber.
Thanks for the follow.
Thanks for all the follows. Let's go.
I got 105. It's lit. Appreciate it so much.
Hey,
so right now, if you don't know what we're doing, you don't know who we are, we're making a Metroidvania, and we're just making a game right now. Yeah, that's what we're doing.
Now we raid. I love it.
We're smack in the middle. We're smack in the middle of something right now.
Yeah, so go ahead, Alex.
What
were you saying?
No, I mean, is within these next 10 minutes?
If you're gonna try,
Angel, Tapu Koko. I never pronounce it.
Yo, thanks for the follow.
Hell yeah,
another follow. Thank you.
Sorry, I was gonna say. So what do we want to fit into the next 10 minutes then? If not this, while I do possibly work on this.
I say let's see. So we can try it out. I'm okay with the trying and if we don't get it all done, then we just stop. That's fine.
I'm just gonna call it collision detect condition.
So sure. We could either do that, or we could field questions from our new viewers and our 20 people in chat right now about our game for the next 10 minutes. What would you guys like to do?
How about
why not? If someone says do flip.
Oh man. Hold on. I got you. Give me a second.
Okay.
Give me a second.
All right.
Do the flip. All right. It won't
be. Are you gonna do a flip like on your bed or something? Like no.
I'll break the bed. No.
We don't do flip.
Hold No,
we are interpreting that as making our little enemy Drake flip.
Yeah, we're gonna make it.
Not gonna flip and hurt ourselves on stream.
We're gonna make it flip.
I'm just being facetious.
Oh crap! Flip. There you go.
Yeah,
it's kind of a flip. It's kind of a flip.
I love it.
Yo, Alex, show off some of the abilities that our character has so far.
Oh, hell yeah.
So we got
Double
basic
jump.
movement. We got hold on. One at a time.
No. Just go.
Yeah,
We got it.
Okay.
We got wall jumps. We got dashes. We got
We got a
I
dash.
hear you with the walk.
we have walking attacks. We have sliding attacks.
Oh, guess what just happened? The bug I
What just
mentioned would happen.
Ah,
It did reset
you
the combo.
can't attack anymore.
Yeah.
It's okay. We'll let's take note of it, and we'll.
I love
fix
it.
We'll fix
I
it
love
later.
just like sliding across the floor. This is hilarious.
We'll fix it later.
Oh,
but
man.
we got a cool dash, as you guys can see there. We got a slide. We've got a crouch. We've got a double jump.
Tim would just flip the coin. See that? Smart.
You want to do some wall jumping?
Oh yeah.
So you could
Like
do
a
some
little
wall
flea.
jumping, and then you could wall slide to a wall jump. Do a dash from the wall.
You can climb ladders.
We can
awkwardly.
climb some ladders kind of awkwardly.
I think we might get rid of the ladders at some point.
Yeah, I think it might be good to get rid of at some point. I totally agree.
We
I think
probably will. We probably will, but
yeah.
you know, we added them for now. Like we might have them at the beginning of the game, like just the very beginning, but we don't know. We're still thinking about it.
Let me
exactly.
things back the way
Yeah,
they were
and
otherwise.
wait, hold on. Show off
This is
the
tacos.
show off the sword combo, because that's what we worked on today on stream.
Yeah,
We finalized our sword combo here, and
looks clean. It's very nice.
that's clean.
Well, at least the sword combo is.
Yeah,
Oh, sorry,
The
I
sword
see you
combo
also
is
meant-
clean. We also added in the a Drake,
there,
an
a
enemy
little
Drake,
enemy thing.
and
chilling.
our sword combo can kill the enemy Drake,
Funny. And we can stand on it. And
Sort of.
and we could stand on it and not move. I guess. Yeah. Okay.
Oof, poor
Yeah.
Drake got wrecked, but that's okay. That's how it's supposed to be.
Yo. So thanks to all these new followers. We
Yeah,
appreciate it.
thanks. We really appreciate it for sure. Just rated the stream. It's dope.
We're making a huge game here. This is only our 10th week working on this game. This is gonna take a long time, but we have a lot in store here. And if you guys, want to stay along for the journey, we have a pretty good story that we're working on. We are working on a pretty cool character. We got some good supporting characters.
Yeah. We're gonna be fleshing it all out. It'll be
It'll
great.
be a Metroidvania, which is our favorite game genre. And
Abomination. Yeah, guys. Yeah. Go ahead.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Oh yeah.
What you?
Yeah,
what-
go
what-
ahead. Go ahead.
what's
Go
up?
ahead.
What's up,
Interact.
man?
Interact.
I'm curious. What? Guess
Interact.
What? Knife.
I don't get it. But okay.
No one gets it.
Wait, no, yeah. I think for a second I thought I got it, but
Now
so-
we're all lost. But that's okay. We're
I
all
need to
lost
play
together.
with this guy again on PlayStation
Knife.
to get in all the references.
All the
All the
references.
references. Grounder with grounder.
So anyway, thanks for rating and thanks for joining in because
For sure.
that was unexpected and awesome, and we hope you guys like what you just saw there, because this is just the very beginning and we have a lot of cool stuff in store over the next however long this is going to take us, but yeah, we squad. That's right. And also, I assume you guys are gamers, right?
Oh yeah.
This is not. Oh yeah, they are. That's a cool thing. We don't only do game development. This has been a very code oriented stream. We just added gaming to our streaming I can't say that.
Repertoire. It's all good.
Repertoire, right? Can't say that word. So every Wednesday we stream gaming. So next Wednesday we're gonna be playing Bloodstained.
Bloodstained, the
Ritual of the Night.
Yeah.
Yesterday we kind of tried to do that, but we had a lot of technical difficulties. My Wi-Fi shut down right when we were trying to stream. It was a problem. It was a big oof.
Yep.
Big F in the chat. But
Pay
we are
respects.
prepared now, and we're going to be coming back at you for gaming action next Wednesday.
Yeah, it's gonna be
And,
fun. Metroidvania.
And of course, every Thursday we stream game development.
Game development. That's a new one.
Okay.
Game development.
Okay.
No, it's
So-
all good. It happens. I totally get it.
Yeah. So we stream game development from 6 to 8 Eastern time every Thursday, and we do gaming from 6:30 to 7:30, give or take. We might extend that to 8, depending on how much fun we're having.
Yep.
On Wednesdays, Eastern time.
Exactly.
And that variety of games is I don't know how to speak right now, but
Yeah, we're gonna be playing tons of.
we're gonna be playing tons of games. Our first game that we
Tons of
started
games.
off with, wow, Vagabond
Yo,
Dog is
Vagabond
rating
Dog
with a
rating
party of
with a party
11 right now.
Let's
Okay.
go.
Oh man,
This is great.
sucks that we're gonna
This is great.
put the stream off in like 4 minutes.
Yo, guys,
It's
do you-
all right. Hey,
hold on.
we take it.
I want to make a decision right now. Do you guys want to not cut off stream just for a little bit? Just because we just got a nice party right here.
In my case, I cannot. Sadly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it happens. It's all good. But hey, thanks.
Let's
thanks
talk
to
for
Vagabond
let's
Dog
talk
and
for a few more
everyone
minutes. Let's
who-
at least
who just,
talk
like,
for a few
rolled
more
in.
minutes. Let's
Sure.
talk for a few more minutes though. And just
Mitzi, Mia, Mice. We're
Why?
waiting.
okay, Quan, do you want to give like our new viewers right now just like the update
Sure,
of what
yeah,
I just
yeah.
said?
Yeah,
Everything
no
that I
Hey,
just
yo,
said.
thanks for the follow, Shadow.
Thanks for
Indie.
the follow, Shadow
Oh, man.
Fungi. Wow, this is great. Y'all are killing it. We are a game dev and gaming
Another follow by Mincy
channel.
Mia Mice.
Thanks, Minty Mia
Thank you,
Mice.
Triple M.
On Wednesdays, we play games. We're going to be playing a Metroidvania next week, Bloodstained Ritual of the Night. And then on Thursdays, we do game development streams for our Metroidvania game.
Thanks for the host.
The title of this game is Soribel, and we're working on that and gaming. So that's what we're doing here on stream today. We were able to get an attack out, and then also an attack combo for our players. And then we're able to, attack things and kill them.
Oh yeah, here I'll show you. I'll
Yeah,
show you
we
some
stream
of
on Wednesdays and Thursdays. If you have Instagram or Twitter, follow us at BK Game Devs.
I got
and-
y'all in the chat. Let's just
Sure.
throw some of our links.
Yep.
You guys could check out this link here. This is just generally our link where you could check all of our social media. We Instagram
Tim
is where we
Toys ready to
post.
go to battle.
Instagram is where we post most of our updates. We
Yep,
post stories all the
posts,
time.
stuff like that.
We make posts so you
Yeah,
can
so
stay
keep
up to
with
date.
us. Exactly that. So
The people that are rating right now, we're literally at the end of our stream, so we're sorry about that, but we just wanted to give you a nice update. Thanks for, popping in, but just to reiterate what Quan said, we are gamers, we're game developers. On Wednesdays, we stream gaming. On Thursdays, we stream game development. Right now, we're working on a huge Metroidvania that we want to be one of the next big games.
Yeah,
Trying.
it's gonna take time. Yeah.
Right now,
Yeah.
look,
Yeah,
right
we're
now,
trying.
right now, it looks like a game that you make in your college class, and we could admit that, okay? But there's a lot behind the scenes right now that is very complex,
That's not why.
and it's very organized and efficient and advanced, and I give props to all of us for it.
Word.
And it's, we have a lot of good ideas for the story, for the characters. Yo, thank you for the sub on YouTube, for the follow on Twitch, Minty Mia Mice.
Thanks.
We appreciate that.
It. Appreciate it.
We appreciate that. If you guys have Twitch Prime and you want to give us your sub, we would really appreciate that
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah, that helps the channel. That helps us so much. We really would appreciate that. The follows help. The follows everywhere else helps.
You started
And it's
making a
just pretty cool.
Metroidvania for your Game Boy a while ago, but haven't worked on much. That is very cool. We would love to
Game
hear
Boy,
about that
that is-
in the future. So
Yeah, that is tough.
yeah.
I respect that so much.
come to one of our
Come through.
future streams
Yeah,
and talk about us.
hopefully, we'll inspire you to
Yeah,
get back
and
into it because
Also, you could just hit up our DMs anytime if you just want to talk. Your main project is a Twitch bot. This is very cool.
Twitch
Very
bots are
cool.
fun.
Very cool. We'd love to talk about all this stuff all the time. We love the interaction in chat right now. This is very cool.
For sure. Alex, I know you said you may have a hard stop at 8, so feel free. If anything, though, but again, thanks for all the raiders who just came into our channel. Thanks for dropping in. Thanks for following us. We appreciate all the support for our channel. We'll be back next week again on Wednesday for gaming, on Thursday for game development. Check us out on Instagram to get the update with our stories and what's going on, what we'll be playing and at what times. And again, thanks so much. Like you guys killed it today. Like everyone just rated our stream with just all the great commentary and like fun jokes in chat. Like is exactly what we love on stream.
Oh yeah.
Exactly. You guys are the best. Thank you very much.
Word. So we got that attack done. We got our little enemy that like walks and like flips and stuff.
Yep.
So we can definitely work on that, and we'll be back next week to flesh out more of the enemy AI so that it's a bit smarter. It won't walk off ledges necessarily. It may wait in between its walking cycles and stuff. But yeah, that's about it. And anything else? Or are we good,
I mean,
y'all?
I started on some work here to bring over the collision detection, but
Yep.
Cool.
I haven't tested it, and I think there's some stuff I want to do with it at some point, like see how we can integrate the gizmos, like to actually see that. But for now, this is super not tested, so I guess maybe in between streams we'll just play around with this.
Exactly.
Thank you. You guys have a good night too.
Thanks a lot, everybody. Shadow Fun Guy, thank you, thank you, and everyone who rated. We appreciate all the new follows. We hope to see you next week and on future streams. We have some really cool content for you guys. Thanks a lot.
Peace out, guys. We're out.
BK Game Devs out. Peace out.
Game Devs out.
Win!